Good morning everybody and a very happy new year to all of you. You are watching the English edition of the best Hindu editorial analysis, which is extremely important for UPSC examinations, for CLAT examinations, for bank examinations and also SSC examinations. So my dear friend, let me just remind you what we're going to do over here. First of all, what's going to happen is we are going to see a beautiful quote for the motivation since it's a new year. So most probably it'll be about new beginning. And then my dear friends, what we'll do is we'll take a review. We'll take a review and summarize all the articles that have got printed in today's Hindu editorial. Then, my dear friends, I've chosen two of the most beautiful editorials that we have today, two of the most important editorials that we have today. And then we are going to inspect that, we'll understand that, we'll analyze that, and we'll also take a look at the PPTs and also have a look at the questions and answers and also learn new words and also practice new words. So guys, that means this is going to be a full all-round package, and perhaps that's why we call it the best Hindu editorial analysis. Now guys, if you agree with me, then you can definitely like the video and you can also share the video so that we are able to expand to more and more viewers so that we are able to benefit a lot of people. A lot of people are able to benefit from us. Okay. Now, can we have the first slide and have some motivation for you all? Well, guys, here's the first slide for you. Do not wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. Beginning makes the conditions perfect. Now, my dear friends, a lot of time gets wasted from our part when we just think that, see, now the time is not right, I will start a little later, then the time will be okay and blah, blah, blah. See, the thing is that, you know what, no time is going to be perfect for beginning, for a new beginning or for starting something new. Rather, we will have to, when we start something, then itself, in one way or the other, the things and the conditions will be perfect. So that is what Alan Cohen wants you to understand over here. Do not wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. So do not procrastinate. Do not wait till the conditions are perfect to begin. Rather, you know what? Just start, because beginning makes the conditions perfect. I hope you have been able to understand whatever I just told you. Now, let's just take a look at perhaps all those editorials, all those beautiful editorials that we have here. And first of all, we're going to summarize the most important editorials and then we'll move forward and understand the major editorials of today. Okay, so can we have the editorials, please? Now, here's the first editorial for you, as you can see over here. The secular condition. Now, see, the secular condition, now this is why it has been understood, because, see, recently there was lots of uproar, There was a lot of uproar recently, and that was actually because of the remark of a particular MP. And that particular MP, he said that we are here to change the constitutions. We are here to change the constitution. Okay, that's the case over here. Now, see, then what happened over here is that, see, this is a particular article in the sense to fully understand what secularism is in Indian context means we must read the constitution in its entirety. So, because the thing is that, that MP had said that we are here, we shall remove the word secular from the constitution as what never a part of a constitution and all of that. So, that's why there was a lot of uproar regarding the same. And, you can say that, in one way or the other, that particular controversy ended right over there. Then, now at left we can understand over here, star turn. Well, this is about the Rajnikant, the great Rajnikant, the legend Rajnikant is about to enter politics, and perhaps in what way is he seeking votes? That has been covered over here. That Rajnikant is seeking votes as a repository of people's trust, as MGR and Jayalalitha did. So two of the the strongest pillars. Yes, so I'm here for you. So two of the strongest pillars in the Tamil Nadu politics, Mr. MGR and the late Tamil Nadu CM Jayalalitha ji. Now I'll just come down toward here. Okay, so the ethics of excellence, the ethics of excellence is a very, very major article, and I think it has been a trend that, see, of late, such articles, such education-related articles have come a lot of times in your comprehensions and cloze test and, parajumbles and parafillers and also in descriptive writing essays or, or precis or something regarding the same in the letters. So this is a very, very important topic. Hence, we will, we will analyze this particular topic of the ethics of excellence in detail, and we shall understand what exactly is given over here. Now, this makes this a very important article, not only for the exams which we have told you, but also for CTET. So all those of you who are following CTET, this is a very important article, and we will analyze this for sure. Now, on left, you can see over here, the money trail. Well, this, my dear friend, this particular article over here is actually regarding cryptocurrencies and what exactly are they doing. So there is a need for more investor awareness on cryptocurrencies. So this is what exactly is happening, because I think all of us know that there are lots of apps these days which ask you to, you to participate in oil trading and other stuff. So we need to understand more about cryptocurrencies, and this is what exactly that is about. All right. Now, guys, I think I should come forward in front of you right now. So, see, this is exactly what we have got to do today. And this is just one part of the editorial page. Now, we will have more and more of this for sure. All right. Now, some people ask me to zoom the page. I will zoom the page. But as of now, I'm just giving you an overview of what are the articles of for today. Now, can we have the next page right now? Well, not that one. Can we have the page over here? Yes, thank you. So, seize the Asian century. Now, see, the thing is that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has time and again said that, see, this century is Asia's century. So, seize the Asian century is what this particular article is all about. The old economic order is dead, but India and China must take the lead to preserve its success. So, this is a very major article, and we shall analyze this for sure, because this is a very major and an important article from not only just one point of view, but also from other and financial point of views. Then on right over here, you can see unseemly haste. Well, this particular article is definitely regarding the triple talaq bill that was passed recently, and it has made some people angry as well, some people happy as well. So this is what this particular article is about. Now, then when we come towards downstairs, yes, right here. So creative curves. So see, this particular article is actually Padmavati. It's about the Padmavati Row, that particular film, that created lots of controversies. So this is about that. Now, having said all of this, well, now it's I think it's time that we start our today's analysis, and I'm going to focus on the main article over here. I hope that the zooming that I'm doing for you is enough for you guys. Well, the thing is that not only are we going to focus this article, but if it's possible, most probably I'll be able to show myself as well, if it's possible. Okay, thank you guys. Now, I hope that now you are able to read this article well. I can start this, but for this, I'll need your confirmation. Are you saying yes? Can you read the article well now? Because now we can start. Okay, so I hope you're saying yes right now. Well, see guys, this is the point over here. 18 years ago, now I'll just highlight over here, 18 years ago, as the millennium draw to a close, the annual ministerial meeting of World Trade Organization in Seattle in the US was derailed by the fury of thousands of street protesters denouncing the forces of globalization and governments which represented them. So now the point over here is that 18 years ago, that is, you can say this is 2018, so that was 2000 by the way. In the year 2000, when the millennium perhaps drew to a close, the annual ministerial meeting of the World Trade Organization in Seattle, by the way, in US, it was derailed, or rather, it was stopped, or perhaps it was, it had to be cancelled, because of the fury of thousands of protesters who were protesting, down there on the road outside this particular venue. And they were actually on, they were targeting the forces of globalization, and also they were targeting the governments which represented them. Now, this, by the way, draws me to a question for you. Can we have the first slide that we just saw? Can we have that slide, please? Yes, this. By the way, this is the headquarters of World Trade Organization. Yeah, I know, it's beautiful. So, can you tell me, my dear friends, where exactly is the World Trade Organization headquarters located? Come on, guys. Can I have some answers for you? I hope you're answering the same question. So you have to tell me right now, where exactly is this beautiful World Trade Organization headquarters located? All right. Okay, the answers are coming. Good to see that. Now let's just go back to the page, editorial page. Okay, thank you. Now see, that's the question over there. So what do you say, in 2000, when the ministerial meeting of World Trade Organization was going on in Seattle in the US, lots of protesters were protesting outside the venue, and they were actually targeting the forces of globalization and stuff. Now let's move forward, let's understand more. Last month, at the dusk of 2017, a ministerial meeting of the WTO in Buenos Aires, Argentina, ended in a whimper, with the US leading a general apathy towards trade and globalization. So last month, that is, December of 2017, another ministerial meeting, of the WTO in Argentina, by the way, ended in a whimper. Now, whimper over here, this particular word over here, whimper, means the sound of a typical cry that a particular dog makes. I hope you understand the cry of the dog. So a typical cry, when you hurt a particular dog, then that particular dog, it whimps in a particular way. It makes a certain sound of pain. So that certain sound of pain, by the way, is called whimping. All right. So what happened is that the last meeting of the World Trade Organization, which was conducted in 2017, was a ministerial meeting, and it actually ended in a whimper, and perhaps America, what it actually showed is, it showed its general apathy and its disinterest rather towards free trade and globalization, because now America wants to stop and hamper free trade and globalization, and wants itself to control each and everything, whatever it perhaps can possibly do. All right, now let's even see if we can, now. Well, I suppose all those of you who had problems with zooming, now perhaps your problem has been solved. Well, let's understand more right now. Now, perhaps 2017, by the way, will be remembered as the year when the liberal economic consensus on free markets and globalization was finally buried in its homelands, the US and the UK. Well, the thing is that, 2017 in terms of economics can be remembered as the year in which liberal economic consensus, and the liberal economic consensus, perhaps free and, better financial consensus and agreement on free markets and globalization, they finally ended and they finally died in their own homeland, means from the lands where they have emerged, that is America and England, Now, one wonders, though, what the street protesters of Seattle make the cast of characters administering the last rites of the Washington Consensus. So perhaps, we are left to wonder that what exactly what does the street protesters of Seattle, who protested in 2017, what exactly would be their perception of the forces which control this entire scenario, especially in the last of 2017, that particular meeting of WTO. Now, let's understand more over here. Not Fidel Castro, perhaps the great Cuban leader Fidel Castro, or Hugo Chavez, another great leader of the same nation. Not Fidel Castro or Hugo Chavez or even Lula da Silva, but instead a Republican president of the US, who also happens to be a billionaire and a powerful faction of the Conservative Party of the UK. Okay, for the global left, the victory must be bittersweet. So that's the case over here. So not actually, see, whatever happened over here, whatever done to bring to a abrupt end, was not perhaps done by any particular Cuban leader who was supposed to be who was supposed to be troublemakers by most of the Western powers, but rather what was done, and in fact what ended, as we can say, what ended in a disaster, was orchestrated by the president, by the president of America, and perhaps also you can say the leader of the UK, a Conservative Party leader of the UK. Now, let's understand more what's left in this particular article. See, 3 decades of success for ordinary citizens of the world, for ordinary, that's usual citizen of the world like you and me. For ordinary citizens of the world, the ideological and policy shifts in the advanced economies, particularly post-Trump America and post-Brexit Britain, are likely to be more bitter than sweet. So definitely now whatever definitely whatever policy shifts are we going to see in financial system of the international world, well, they are going to get more bitter and lesser sweet for sure. Now, no other period in human history has seen as many people, by the way, consider the view of emerging economies. Now, first of all, it's also very important to think about the view of the emerging economies. Well, no other period in human history has seen as many people lifted out of absolute poverty in 3 decades since the mid-1980s. So, since the mid-1980s, approximately we can say in the last 3 decades, perhaps 30 years have passed, and in these 30 years, we have seen a lot of people being lifted out and brought out of poverty, absolute poverty. That is largely because the world's two most populous nations, China and India, made rapid growth and rapid strides in terms of economic growth in this particular period. So that's the thing, because now why we can say that is that because see, in the last 30 years, two of the most populous nations of the world, which are China and India, they were able to do a lot of economic progress and get a lot of financial growth, and perhaps because of their empowerment, they were able to bring out a lot of people out of poverty. Now guys, I think it's time for you that you take a look at the question number 1 that we have here for you. So can we have question number 1 for our students, please? From the PPT, can we have the question number 1, please? Okay, thank you. Now, which of the following is not true according to para 1? That's your question over here, my dear friends. So, you have to take a look over here. See, we have got 3 statements, statement A, statement B, statement C, and you have to tell me what exactly is not true regarding this particular thing. Okay, guys, so statement A, statement B, and statement C, you got 30 seconds. Give me the correct answer. Your time starts now. Hurry up, guys. Okay, last 15 seconds left, guys. Hurry up. Come on, people. 10 seconds. Okay, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, my dear friends. Now, see. Statement A over here, as you can see, is 2017 will be remembered as the year when the liberal economic consensus on free markets and globalization was finally budded in its homelands. Now, do you think this is true or do you think this is not true? What do you say, guys? Okay, then statement B over here says 18 years ago, the annual ministerial meeting of the World Trade Organization was derailed by the admiration of thousands of street protesters. So, was it admiration? Or was it, was it more like the hatred or perhaps their protest of the thousands of street protesters? Then statement C says, for ordinary citizens of the world, the ideological and political shifts in the advanced economies, particularly post-Trump America and post-Brexit Britain, are likely to be more bitter than sweet. So, is it going to be more bitter than sweet, or perhaps we can say it's going to be more sweet than bitter? What do you think, guys? What's the correct answer over here? Well, let me just tell you. This question is about which of the following is not true, and when it's about not true, then only option number 2 is the correct answer. So all those of you, my dear friends, so all those of you, like I can see Shampi over here, or Sapna Kumari over here, among other aspirants as well. Well, this is the correct answer. It's option number 2, only B. Now, guys, it's time to go back once again to our beautiful article that we are understanding over here, and let's get more about this. So far, you were able to understand a lot of terms. Now, I want you to show another picture right now before going back to the article. So, can we have the next slide, please? Okay. So guys, we are just talking about that. See, the thing is, in the last 30 decades, a lot of people were lifted out of poverty, and then we said that, see, the thing is that the two of the most populous nations of the world, which are China and India, they actually did well and they did a better job, and perhaps that's why their economies did a great job, and that's why most of the people have been lifted out of poverty. Now, here's a GDP growth forecast, or perhaps not forecast, you can say, understand over here. This is the GDP growth reading between India versus China and also the world, and the source, by the way, is the World Bank. Now, you can say over here the light green represents China, darker green represents India, and perhaps gray represents world over here. So in 2014, you can see it's 5.6. Well, Indian GDP was 5.6 and Chinese GDP was 7.4. The world GDP was at 2.6. Then in 2015, a year later, India jumps up to 6.4, whereas China, reduces itself to 7.1, and the world increases to 3.0. Then in 2016, 7.0 is India's growth, 7.0 is also China's growth, then 3.3, an increase of 0.3 for world over here. And perhaps that's what can be seen over there. And then in 2017, Indian economy leads the world with 7.1, perhaps 7 with your China. That's the point over here, and 3.2. Now, these are all the figures, you can say, of the World Bank, and the source is of World Bank that we are talking about right now. So perhaps we have talked about, the peak GDP that happened over there, and after that peak of 7.1, Indian economy did falter because of demonetization and the various GST rules. So anyway, these are the peaks that we can see of the various economies that we can see. Now let's come back to the original slide, guys. Can we have the look at the newspaper, please? Okay, this is the point over here. Now see, China, which embraced openness and internal reform more vigorously than India, has been a bigger beneficiary. So perhaps, see, China, what happened is, definitely China has done better than India in terms of internal reforms, and that's why they were able to outperform India, because at various points. Then India, but then again, India, with its limited openness and gradual internal reform process, registered lower growth than China, but higher growth than any other point in history. Then again, let's see. Now India has got limited openness, and India had India had not exactly a lot of internal reform, but yes, gradual reform process. But then again, it did register lower growth than China, but perhaps it registered all the improved growth, and a lot of personal best happened for India right now. Now the thing is that it would be cynical. Now I think you might want to know what's cynical, by the way. See, cynical means, not believing in something, or being sarcastic, or perhaps, or making fun of somebody, that's the case. So it's more about being sarcastic. So it would be cynical to say that, it would be very cynical to say what exactly? It will be cynical to say that the forces of globalization and free markets have only enriched a minority in these countries. Well, the thing is that a few days ago, I'm pretty sure you guys would have known, a World Bank report came out, and that's perhaps regarding disparity. And in that particular report, it was mentioned that, see, only a few people, only 22%, the entire income of the nation of the 2% of Indian population is 22% of the entire income. So perhaps now this guy over here, this particular author over here, wants to tell you that, see, it will be very sarcastic to say that, see, only a few people benefited in India and China because of the various income that kept on increasing, or perhaps the growth which happened over there. But the fact is that more than 500 million people have been lifted out of poverty in a single generation by the very forces that are now being buried in the countries of their origin. So the thing is that, see, that this is also another fact that, see, the actual reason why these people, in the last 30 decades, a lot of people were lifted out of poverty were because of free trade, and because of also globalization to some particular extent. But then again, now the same forces of, the same, properties of free trade and the globalization, they are being buried in the very nation from where they were about to come back. Now, this is not to argue that there were no flaws in the system. Definitely, we can say that yes, there was some flaw in the system of globalization and also free trade. In fact, the role of Wall Street in global finance in bringing disrepute to the system is well known. That is what they precipitated in 2008 financial crisis, which sowed the seeds for a backlash. Well, the thing is that, see, definitely that we cannot say that, see, this is the best system and there have never been backlashes. Yes, there have been backlashes and there have been lots of problems as well, which could actually be seen from the various distribute and the problems which appeared in 2008 in the financial crisis, and that's the case over here. Now, guys, can we just come back to the question, and can we have the next question for all of you, please? Okay. Well, here's the question number 2. Which of the following is true according to paragraph over here? So statement A says, China, which embraced openness and internal reform more vigorously than India, has been the bigger beneficiary. Then statement B says it would be correct to say that the forces of globalization and free markets have only enriched a minority in these countries. And statement C says that only the role of Wall Street in global finance in bringing disrepute to the system is well known. Now, guys, can you just give me the correct answer over here? And your time, by the way, starts now. You got 30 seconds. Hurry up, people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Well, the thing is now we need to take a look over here. See statement A of, well, the thing is that which of the following is true according to para? Alright, now see statement A says China, which embraced openness and internal reform more vigorously than India, has been the bigger beneficiary. Now, what do you say, guys? Is it the same that was given in the past, or was it any different than this particular thing? Then statement B says it would be correct to say that the forces of globalization and free markets have only enriched a minority in these countries. Now, would it be correct to say the same, or would it be, what do you say, cynical or perhaps sarcastic? Then statement C over here says the role of Wall Street in global finance and bringing disrepute to the system is well known. Now, is it well known, or perhaps, is it not so well known? What do you say, guys? What's the correct answer over here? Well, anyway, the correct answer over here from my point of view, and which is the actual point of view, is option number 4, only C and A. The reason being, in statement B, it should have been, it would be not correct to say, but perhaps it would be cynical to say what we saw in the passage. Okay, so that's why, guys, option number 4, only C and A is the correct answer. And I can say a lot of people like Mr. Deepak over here, like Pankaj over here, like Kruti over here, and Shampi over here, and Shreya over here, done a good job. It's option number 4, only C and A. So, guys, that was all from article number 1 that we had over here. Now, I think it's time for us to move on to the next article. So, let's go forward with the next article. Now, this is the next article for all of you, my dear friends, the ethics of excellence. Now, I told you this is a very, very important article, and we must take a look at this. Now, see, this is an article regarding academic growth and academic research. So, we shall look at it. We shall take a look at this for sure. Now, many will agree that academic research in India, needs to be internationally competitive, and our institutions feature in ranking lists. So perhaps a lot of people will definitely want this, that the academic research that we have in our nation, it should be of international level, it should be extremely competitive, and also that our institutions should rank, they should have a good ranking in international list. Now, see, global research and competition are now increasingly diverse, and in this scenario, India rightfully wants to be an important player. So the thing is, see, global research and competition is extremely, diverse and extremely, not only related to a single field, but it's also very expansive, by the way, these days. And what do you say? India definitely wants to be a very important player as far as this situation is concerned. Now, well, perhaps at this point of time, I would like to show you a particular slide over here. Can we have the next slide which has the rankings, please? Can we have that slide? Yes, this one. So, we were talking about the rankings of institutions, of Indian institutions, worldwide, and perhaps India should also improve its research fundings over here and various things. Well, see, this is the scenario of the world ranking as of now. Our top institute, which is ranked 1, by the way, in our nation, is actually globally 99th. Alright, now this is, by the way, SCIMAGO, institutions ranking is the very important one. So perhaps according to this particular ranking over here, the best Indian institute, which is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, it's actually globally ranked at 99. And then a very, a very huge gap. And the second institute, by the way, is Indian Institute of Science. It's ranked at, in terms of research, by the way, it is actually ranked at 346 globally, and it's ranked at number 2 for India. Then, at number 3 is your National Institute of Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, which is globally ranked 353, and also, in the top, it's also India's third organization. So perhaps if we talk about even top 10 or top 20 or top 30 or even top 50 of the world, none of our institutions are ranked over there. Now, this is something that we'll have to change, and we'll definitely have to understand a few things. And what exactly do we need to analyze? Let's go back to this article. Okay. Now, see, here's the point over here. Okay. In pedagogy, in pedagogy rather, perhaps this is a very important term for all those of you who are studying CTET, by the way. In pedagogy too, we face a situation of enhanced expectations. There has been a rapid extension of with the setting up of more central and state universities, which includes more focused institutions such as the Institute of Technology, Institute of Science Education and Research, and the Indian Institute of Management and National Institute of Technology, enhanced enhancing the opportunities for high quality teaching. Despite the impressive job being done, there is considerable room for improvement. So perhaps a lot of expectations is now, coming for your pedagogy. Perhaps a lot of people are expecting a lot of special things, but still, and there have been lots of institutes as well, lots of state universities, lots of center universities, lots of these special institutions which we just talked about regarding your Indian Institute of Technology, IITs, and IIMs and various other things. But still, we have to, as far as your research is concerned, academic research is concerned, we have a really long way to go, and we need to improve a lot, by the way. Now, having said that, guys, it's time for us to take a look at the Parajumble that we have for you. So can we have that Parajumble, please? Parajumble, please. Thank you. On the next slide. Okay, so guys, here's the Parajumble for you. And now it's your turn to solve this Parajumble. And see, first of all, what you need to do is, I will help you, and rather I'll give you 30 seconds in finding the independent statement. Okay, guys? Then I'll give you time to form the logical pairs, and then I will give you time to complete the Parajumble and get the correct order. Okay, guys? So, your 30 seconds starts now. Find the first statement. Hurry up, people. What's the first one, guys? 20 seconds left. Hurry up. Okay, last 10 seconds, people. What's the first statement over here? Okay, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, time's up. Looks like people have found the first statement. That's really good to see. Now, guys, you have to find the logical pairs. Now, find out which statement is, which statement is compatible with other statement. You have to find the logical pairs, the pairs of, in fact, two statements. So, come on, guys, find the logical pairs. You got 30 seconds. Another one for you. Logical pairs, please. Logical pair, guys. 20 seconds left. Hurry up. Find logical pairs. Ten seconds left, guys. Hurry up. Logical pairs, please. Okay, so that's, you can say 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time's up, by the way. Now, I think a lot of you have been able to find the logical pairs, and it's really very good to see. Now, my dear friends, I shall give you another 30 seconds, and in this 30 seconds, you will have to completely arrange the Parajumble. Okay, so you will have to tell me what is the final rearrangement. Okay, guys, are you ready? So, 30 seconds, find the Parajumble. The correct arrangement, please. Now. Okay, 20 seconds left, guys. Hurry up. What's the arrangement, please? Come on, you can find it. Come on, guys. 10 seconds left. What's the arrangement, please? Hurry up. Come on, come on. 5 seconds left. Time's up. Well, I think well done, Shampi. You have been able to understand, the correct order. Good to see that. Okay, Scary Girl says, Sir, itna lamba hai ye particular Parajumble perhaps. Well, see, the thing is that you will get such long Parajumbles in your examinations as well, right? So, that's why you should practice the same. Now, this is the order which is here, by the way. आपके लिए सही order यहाँ आ भी चुका है. This is the order over here. हालांकि मेरे कहने के पहले ही आ गया. That's a little surprise right now. But anyway, this is something that we will have to work. Please wait for my instructions. अगर आप पहले ही सारे आंसर बता देंगे तो फायदा क्या होगा ट्यूटोरियल करने का, right? Now let's understand over here. Statement G, by the way, this is your first statement. Many will agree that academic research in India needs to be internationally competitive. Our institutions feature in ranking list. Global research and competition are now increasingly diverse, and in this scenario, by the way, India rightfully wants to be an important player. In pedagogy too, we face a situation of enhanced expectations. There has been a rapid extension. with the setting up of a more central and state universities, which includes more focused institutions such as the Indian Institutes of Technology, Indian Institute of Science Education, enhancing the opportunities for high quality teaching. So that's the case over here, guys. Now, anyway, well, I hope that you have been able to understood the point over here. And answer तो पहले ही show कर दिया गया सर, कोई बात नहीं, snow hell होता है कभी-कभी ऐसा. Well, this is the order, and perhaps all those of you who wanted the correct answer, that's the correct answer. And I am sure that जिस तरीके से आप लोगों ने यहाँ पर इसको solve किया, जिस तरीके से आपने पहले यहाँ पर जो original statements हैं उनको ढूंढा, फिर logical pairs ढूंढा और फिर hopefully आपको answer देखा. So that is how exactly we solve this. Now, let's take a look at perhaps the next, not the next one right away. Let's just take a look at this article that we have for you. Can we just go back to the article now? Okay, so this is the article that we have for you. So, excellence as ethics. Now, this is another point that we need to understand over here. Excellence as ethics. Now, what exactly is excellence as ethics? But see, what is still holding our nation back from achieving large-scale global academic excellence, which is commensurate with our intellectual heritage and caliber? So definitely, you know, as far as our heritage is concerned, as far as our history is concerned, we are supposed to be one of the most intellectual beings on the world, in the world, by the way, on the earth. But then again, when it comes to, commensurating our same skills, which is, commensurate, by the way, means equivalent, being equivalent, or perhaps, being equal. So, as far as, being equivalent, in terms of intellectuality is concerned with today's times, we are definitely lagging behind. Beyond blaming the government and bureaucracy, the usual suspects, it is also important to look inwards and ask whether our academic display an adequate ethical commitment to excellence. So definitely we can blame the government and bureaucracy for whatever is not going well in our nation, but still whatever nations we have in our, whatever institutes we have in our nation, we need to work in them, that what exactly are we doing and where are we lagging behind, and perhaps are we promoting excellence as an ethical culture that should be there. That's the point right now. Now, it is rarely appreciated that excellence is an ethical issue. We think of it as something arising from people of caliber coupled with sufficient resources. So definitely, it is expected and it is appreciated as well that excellence is actually an ethical issue. It's more often, things that's about, that has to be done about ethics and any other ways or any other things. We also need to think of it something that, it's arising from people of caliber coupled with sufficient resources. Now, definitely, it's only coming, the people who are able to understand or rather achieve excellence are the ones, who perhaps get whatever they want with sufficient resources. Now, but we also need to change this. We need to identify individuals who can be excellent, who can achieve excellence, and perhaps we need to give them the correct resources. But how do successful nations spot such people and resources and enable them to achieve their potential? Well, how do people achieve exactly, in fact, how do other nations do, or how do they identify individuals who can actually achieve excellence to their potential? There is a simple point that, see, there is a sincere and stated commitment to cultivating excellence as a goal. Contrasting this with academic ethos in India raises uncomfortable questions. Now, the thing is that if we contrast what exactly is going on in the international institutions and the institutions of India, then definitely a lot of uncomfortable questions will arise as far as Indian institutes are concerned. Now, consider this particular advertisement put out by Stanford University recently. We seek exceptional individuals who can develop a world-class program of research and have a strong commitment to teaching at both, graduate and undergraduate levels. Now, see, the thing is that just look at the way they have advertised whatever their advertisement is about. Now, this particular point, what they are doing is they are actually, seeking individuals. They are not seeking individuals with resources, rather they are just seeking individuals. What they are saying is that, see, just if you are talented, we are searching for talented individuals and people who are meritorious. And if you are talented enough, you come over here, and the thing is that you will have to develop a world-class program, world-class research program, and perhaps, and we will in one way or the other help you in attaining the same. So that is exactly what they want over here. Now, at this particular point of time, I want to show you another slide which is very important regarding this various academic research. Can we have the slide, please? The next slide one. Yes, this one. So perhaps, what exactly is considered at a university in Hong Kong, these are the various points which means a lot when it comes to academic research and finding academic researchers. So this is the point over here. See, statement A, academic excellence. Statement B over here, option B over here is about broad-based education. Option C over here, competencies and capacity building. That's what they want over here. Then option, D over, or rather, it's not D, it's about just point L. Leadership and teamwork. That's extremely important for them. Then I is international outlook. And, V is actually vision and orientation to the future. Then E over here is point that represents ethical standards and compassion. So these are the points that, that Hong Kong, one of the Hong Kong universities, what they want in their individuals who want to attain excellence. Now that's the point. Well guys, that was all that we were able to, in fact, that we had to explain to you. Now let's just move on and take a look at the next question in the next slide, please. Can we have the next slide? Okay, so what exactly is the theme of the paragraph? Now we just understood lots of points in this particular very important paragraph. So can you tell me guys, what exactly is the theme of the paragraph? Your time starts now. Hurry up guys, 30 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds left, people. What's the answer here? Last 10 seconds for all of you to answer this particular question. Come on, people. What's the theme of the paragraph? What do you say? Okay, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Now, see, it's my turn to give you and tell you what is the answer. We do not need to change the PPT. I hope community understands that. Now, what is the theme of the paragraph? Statement or option 1 is improving excellence and intellect in India. That's the first point over here. What do you think, my dear friend, that this particular article that we just studied, is it actually centered around improving excellence and intellect in India that we have? Then option 2 over here, the failure of Indian research institutes. Now, is this particular thing about the failure of Indian research institutes? Then statement 3 over here is about areas to improve in research in India. So is it option number 3? Now, this particular paragraph about areas of improvement in research in India? We can say, to some point it is. Then option 4 over here says, how to attain excellence in academic research in India. So is this particular article centered around achieving academic excellence research in India? Is that what this article is about? Then option number 5 says over here, what are the best ranked institutions in academic research in India? So when it comes to academic ranking, so what do you think are the best ranked institutions in academic research in India? Is this what this article is about? Well, the point is that Shubhangi and Rupali and Akash and Ravneet and also Sushila, all these students have been able to get the correct answer. And yes, it is nothing else but option number 4, which is how to actually attain excellence in academic research in India. That's the point over here. Okay, guys. Now, let's move forward and let's take a look at the next section, which is perhaps a section for which you all wait. Now, can we have the next slide? Yes, it is the vocab quiz, guys. So, before we start the vocab quiz, are you all ready for the vocab quiz? Are you all ready to test your knowledge of vocabulary? Are you all ready for improvements in your own vocabulary? Well, your answers has to be yes, and which is yes. Well, good to see this. Now, see, this particular vocab section, it's extremely important for your various examinations, especially your bank and SSC, given the factor that there's a cloze test in bank and SSC, and there are also fillers in the same. So I hope, guys, that all of you are ready for the same. Now let's have question number 5. So what do you think, guys, is the meaning of cynical? All right, now community, I will give the answer. Do not change the PPT till I tell you. All right. So guys, what exactly is the synonym of cynical from these options of believer, derisive, optimist, and undoubting? You got 30 seconds. That's enough. You got 20 seconds and your time starts now. Hurry up. Okay, 10 seconds left, people. What's the answer here? Okay, now see. As far as cynical is concerned, I had told you in the beginning itself, it's about being sarcastic. Now, cynical is somebody who doesn't believe in something and it's extremely sarcastic about anything, any particular progress. Now, option 1 is about believer. So, definitely this is going to be an antonym for cynical. Now then, when you come down to option number 3, which is again optimist, optimist is actually an antonym of cynical. You know, cynical is somebody perhaps who just believes in having sarcasm and, you know, making fun. So optimism is more like antonym of the same. Then undoubting or perhaps believing in somebody is option number 1 and option number 4 similarly, and they are both antonyms. That means, my dear friends, we are left with option number 2, which is derisive. So derisive also means somebody who doesn't believe in anything easily or perhaps somebody who's extremely sarcastic. So option number 2 is the correct answer. Well done all of you who went with option number 2. Now next slide please, question number 6. Okay. So, whimper. Now, guys, you have to give me an antonym for the term whimper, and you have got approximately 20 seconds, and your time starts now. Hurry up, people. Ten seconds left, people. Hurry up. Okay, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. All right. Now, definitely, I do hope that the next faculty is ready with their session, and perhaps because very soon we shall be ending this and the next session is going to begin. Well, guys, before we end the session, it's very important to get the terms as well. So, whimper, I had told you, by the way, it's a typical sound that a dog makes when a dog gets hurt or, you know, it's also in pain. Now, moan or bleat. Now, see, or weep. Moan is, you know, crying in pain, crying slowly in pain, or perhaps weep also is crying in pain, but definitely crying slowly as well. Bleat is also, you know, crying, what do you say, softly, crying softly, not slowly, crying softly, you know. That's the term for bleat or weep as well. But whimper also means a soft cry, which means right now we'll have to go for a, what do you say, louder cry, which has to be option number 3, ball. Alright, so Smita Bhakta, you cannot go with 1 or 3, you'll have to come down to one option. It is option number 3, ball. So all those of you, a sad loud cry. So all those of you who chose option number 3 as the correct antonym for whimper, that's the correct answer. Well done. Now guys, let's move on and let's take a look at question number 7 that we have here. Is the penultimate question. Can we have question number 7 please? So guys, what do you think is the correct synonym for the word commensurate? And your time starts now. Hurry up people, 20 seconds for you. Last 10 seconds, people. Hurry up. Okay, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Now see, commensurate is, by the way, it means equivalently, you know, or perhaps equating something or making something equal. So that's the point of commensurating. Now, when we talk about being equal or being equivalent, so definitely, what do you say, incompatible or what do you say, or unsuitable, or, you know, inadequate. Now, all these 3 options are definitely not correct. They'll be the antonym of the term commensurate. But when you are searching the term equivalent, it's there in option number 4, and commensurate's correct synonym is option number 4, equivalent. And it's really very good to see that most of you have given the correct answer. So good job everybody. Now guys, it's finally time to take a look at the last question that we have over here. Can we have question number 8 please? So guys, here's the last question for you, cultivate, and you have to give an antonym for the term of cultivate. Can we start the time now? So guys, you guys got 20 seconds. Hurry up people. What's the answer here? Okay, 10 seconds more people. Hurry up. Okay, time's up. Now see, cultivating definitely means to create something, and antonym has to be destroy, which is there in option number 1. So all those of you who went with option number 1, destroy, you have done a good job. Now just can we just come to the forward? क्या अब हम आ सकते हैं पूरे पे? Okay, thank you. So guys, that's the point, and that was today's Hindu editorial analysis in English. By the way, if you want to see the Hindi version, that'll be available at 7 p.m. and from tomorrow onwards, you will once again get this English editorial analysis more of a, in more of a form of not a live show, but perhaps a non-live one. Today was the first day of the year, so that's why we thought it'll be better if we are able to telecast this live for all of you. So that was all from me, Saurabh Dey, and now let's see you again. We'll meet again at 7 p.m. So till then, definitely do watch Adda247, because at Adda247, you know, government job has been and always will be in your pocket. Thank you, guys.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Adda247. बेल आइकन दबाइए, Adda247 की सारी नोटिफिकेशंस पाइए. Adda247, गवर्नमेंट जॉब इन योर पॉकेट.